Hey guys, today we have a lot to talk about. A lot has changed since the last time I was on here and did another video, and it has been shifting drastically into Donald Trump's column as of lately. And I just want to make a few things clear of where I expect now the electoral map to be. This may or may not be optimist for Trump, but things can still change and all of that. But things are not looking good for Biden because the DNC was not nearly as good of a rating as the RNC was. And the RNC has also increased the betting odds for Donald Trump to win the election, as well as polling has increased in his favor in the Rust Belt. So I'm going to go over with everything that I expect in 2020 as of today's date, which is August 30th, 2020. So I want to go to all of the safe states. These are states I expect to be safe for Trump and the Democrats. Sorry, I have a little bit of a sore throat going on right now, but I'm sure it's fine. So 126 is safe for the GOP. I'll go back to Oregon later why I think it's not safe in this election. So now we have 176 safe for the Democrats to 126 safe for the Republican Party. So now I'm going to go over to the likely states, which would be Texas, Georgia, North Carolina, Ohio, Iowa, and that's it for the GOP and likely states. Now I expect Oregon to be likely. I expect New Mexico to be likely. Well, we'll come back to New Mexico because these states are sleeper states. So I call them sleeper states because they appear to be shifting further to the left, but every election cycle since 2008, the margins have been narrowing up for Democrats. So it'll be interesting to see where Nevada, Colorado, and New Mexico go. But Arizona has also been narrowing up. So really, it could be more of a swing territory in here in 2020. Now, I want to go over to Wisconsin. I think Wisconsin's going to lean for Donald Trump, especially with the riots that have been going on in Kenosha. People are going to see that and they're going to say, when the left says that everybody is going to, these are peaceful protests, the people of Kenosha are not going to believe them. Because most of these people are coming from out of state, like from all these far left cities like Chicago, Portland, other cities like Minneapolis. I'm sorry, not Portland, I meant Minneapolis, my bad. And that is going to cause Trump to carry the state of Wisconsin because Trump has renounced these rioters as not peaceful. And the people of Kenosha are going to realize that. It is not peaceful whatsoever. Michigan, Trump has had a good polling average lately in Michigan, surprisingly, even though he's pulling all of his funds out. A new poll which predicted correctly in Michigan last time is now putting Trump ahead in that one poll. So Biden, according to the polls, has a slight lead of 2.6%, which Trump had a Hillary Clinton in the last election had a 3.6 advantage. Joe Biden is at a 2.6 advantage over Trump, putting Trump 1 point higher than he would have been. And we all know his ability to outperform the polls. But he did take all of his funds out of Michigan. So Michigan, I'm going to say it's a tilt for Trump. Florida, Joe Biden polling at 8 points a while ago. I don't believe a single poll. And the incumbency advantage and Trump's ability to outperform polls, Florida is going to tilt in this column. And that means Donald Trump is reelected president with 274 electoral votes. So now, Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania is a really hard state to predict, but just with Biden's going to have to rally here. He's just going to have to. He comes out of his basement. I don't know why they're doing that. It's really foolish. But I've been hearing that Joe Biden has not been very active with his people. And he hasn't even visited Pennsylvania that I know of yet, or have even heard of. But at the end of the day, I still think he's going to carry it. And that'll be the first flip for Biden. So now I think Virginia is going to lean for Joe Biden. Just because of trends there in Virginia. And Barack Obama's ability to do really well there. Because Obama's going to be probably, I'd assume, going for helping out Joe Biden with his victory. Now, I also want to talk about Minnesota. Minnesota is a state that Trump only put 30,000 funds of his into Minnesota. And this year he plans to spend up to $1 million. And Minnesota was 1 point last time. So I think with all that being said, I think Minnesota is going to tilt for Trump this election. Which it'll be interesting to see Pennsylvania going blue and Minnesota going red. Because this is going to be a very weird election. Just saying that states will flip from both columns, I think. Now down south here. I still think Donald Trump is going to pull off a tilt victory in Arizona. Because he is planning to spend time there. And then with these states trending slowly, ever so slightly to the right over the last few years, I don't know which way they're going to go in this election because of that trend that they have for voting lately. It's actually been going to the right, even though people from California and all of the liberal states are moving to places like Colorado, New Mexico, and Nevada. They have surprisingly shifted since 2008's election. But they haven't gone red since Bush. So at the end of the day, I think Joe Biden will pull off New Mexico. I think he will tilt Colorado. And I think Trump is going to win in Nevada. Now, New Hampshire. Joe Biden is going to probably win the state of New Hampshire. And I'm going to give Joe Biden Maine at large by a lean margin. And I'm going to give Trump a likely margin in the state, the second congressional district. My bad. So we have 302 electoral votes to 236 for Joe Biden. And this map is probably what the overall expected path would be. I'm actually going to make one change, and that would be Georgia and North Carolina into the lean column. So, 302 to 236, and I expect Joe Biden will win the popular vote in this scenario by about 1 to 2%. And this will be the election as it stands today. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.